Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for September 20th, 2025. We've got a full random kingdom today, as it is Saturday. And we've got Berserker, everyone's favorite card. I don't see any trashing. Oh boy. Okay, so plus actions from Longship, and then Ferryman, Royal Galley. Royal Galley is plus actions on the turn, on the duration turn. Draw. Longship is also draw. Patrol is draw, and duration Royal Galley is also draw. Oh, and Courtyard. An expedition. Okay. Finally, we've got Astrolabe for plus buy, Berserker for gains. That looks like it in terms of gains. So on a board with no trashing, that can often, maybe not often, but that can sometimes mean that you don't necessarily want to build too much. But here we've got Berserker and Trickster. So I think, we want to build to be able to play Berserker, and we want to be able to give out curses with Trickster. So I definitely think we're going to need to try to get as much deck control as we can. And the tools are there for that. It's just going to be awkward. Like, Patrol should actually be pretty strong here because we're going to have a lot of junk. And the combination of the reordering and pulling curses and estates out is relevant. If you can, like, Galley Patrol every turn, I think that'll definitely do some work. So we've also got Credit. Credit in general is definitely a weaker event than I initially thought it would be. Like, Credit allows you to basically open with whatever you want and one copy of whatever you want. And I thought that would be pretty good. But something I end up not clicking on very much. However, in this case, I think it might be worth Credit for Trickster to get that going early. Granted, Trickster is not going to help us hit 5, and we're going to have the debt, so that opening shuffle will not be. We won't have too much money at that point. But getting started on the cursing seems pretty good, and the earliest part of the game is probably the part where not having a Berserker is the least significant. Well, is that even true here without trashing? Maybe it's not true. But I still think, like, we can always also credit, like, for Berserker and, like, so on. So I think I do want to get the Trickster. We could just take an Astrolabe early. There are good cheap things to buy. I think we'll want some plus buy. Being able to buy Expedition is nice. I am worried that the bot is going to force us into a flag war with Berserker, especially with Berserker, and then we're going to have all these flag bears in the deck. But that's, I guess, a problem that we can deal with later. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Astrolabe, Trickster. Bot goes directly for the Trickster. Yeah, I mean, we could have done that for sure. But, I don't know, this looks pretty good to me right now. Oh, we didn't have to bottom deck it, though. Oh, they go for a gold. Well, okay, then. Hmm. We could just buy Expedition here. Like, I'm anticipating wanting to get a Berserker next turn because we're going to have the Trickster in play. And so we're going to get to play the Berserker immediately. So, I don't know. I mean, we could buy like double Vagrant or Vagrant Courtyard or something. We could buy another Astrolabe. But nine. So we have 9 cards, not including the Astrolabe, plus these 2 cards. We're going to draw 3 of those 9 cards, which leaves 6. If we draw with Expedition, that leaves 4 cards, and then we immediately trigger a shuffle that's going to have the Trickster and the Berserker in it. I guess there's an issue there where we don't have Village, but I think that's okay. It's also worth asking, what are we going to be gaining with Berserker? I mean, Vagrants are fine. Another Astrolabe would be fine, but like Courtyard is a little dubious right now. Flagbearer could certainly come up, but I don't really want to kick that off, especially in the face of Berserker, actually, because Flag is +1 card when you're drawing your hand, so it's a little bit of sifting in the face of Berserker, but it's much weaker. So that's actually a reason to potentially not contest that. Although playing Berserker every turn is going to be tough in any case. So yeah, we saw all 3 of our estates, so we know we have Trickster Copper, so we're going to have... Yeah, I just really want to hit 5. Like, if we can hit 5 without having to buy credit, that's the other thing. I think I'm just going to go for the Expedition. Expedition is also going to be a lot worse into Berserker. So, like, if the bot had gotten Berserker, they had just credited for gold, so they weren't going to do that. But if the bot gets Berserker going, then Expedition is going to get pretty bad. But anyway. Okay, so... I mean, there is an argument here that the card that we need the most isn't Berserker, but is like Ferryman or Longship. Probably Ferryman. The bot just triggered a shuffle, so we don't really know what they have. But I don't know. I mean, it's very unlikely that the Berserker attack is going to prevent them from getting Berserker themselves. I don't know. I still think this is the way that we go. And then, yeah, so we're going to we're going to set aside the Astra. Oh, the Trickster set aside is also going to be worse than the face of Berserker. Man. Friggin' Berserker. So yeah, we're gonna set aside this Astrolabe. I'm not super feeling another Astrolabe. Maybe we do just take a Vagrant. Yeah, okay. They didn't really get to do anything. Yeah, I think now Ferryman, like Longship is also useful, but I think I'd like to get the galley thing going. I think that's going to do a lot of work. And it even comes with a card that we wouldn't mind galleying. So, yeah, I was afraid of that. I think it's more important here to play the Trickster. So we should probably credit for something. We could credit for another Berserker. But I think I'd rather get another Ferryman. You can set aside the Astrolabe again. Okay. Oh, there's that flag. Well, we don't get to play the Berserker immediately, which is unfortunate. But we're going to get to start here in a second. Am I meant... Got the galley... Oh, but the Ferryman is going to trigger a shuffle. I think I'm meant to keep one of these junk cards so that I discard that out of the shuffle. Galley the Berserker? Or the... I mean, gallying the Berserker is a little bit better now because of the fact that they have the flag. On the other hand, giving out more curses is better. I think we're going to galley the Trickster. And now comes the question, do we contest the flag? As I said, I don't especially want to. I'm leaning towards no. Like, it's not really going to help us achieve deck control. I mean, it helps a little bit in the short term, but in the long term, I mean, it hurts us both equally. So, like, the argument is that, like, regardless of how bad the flag is in the deck, it's just as bad for the bot. They just credited for a Berserker, so they do have another one, and they shuffled. So, like, that's the other thing, is that, like, there's a good chance that we just, like, get Berserked anyway. I think I'm not going to. I'll just take another Vagrant. All right, we have, oh, it's the Trickster that's set aside, right? All right, I think I want to just, I mean, we could credit for a Berserker to get, you know, the hand size attack in, but honestly, I think I want to just credit for Ferryman again. I just think this is really important to get. All right, now we are going to trigger a shuffle, but I don't think there's any reason to hang on to a junk card here. Oh, maybe there was. Yeah, we got an attack in anyway. Then, like, we had one turn off of doing it, but then we got one in, so. Should we discard a Royal Galley here? I mean, if we don't get another coin, we can't even buy credit. What are the odds that we get to... I mean, we haven't seen many of our action cards. I think I'm gonna play for the upside. Oh my god. That's bullshit. That's so ridiculous. that is utterly absurd. Like we really. All right. The good news is that we are crushing the bot in terms of curse distribution. Okay. Maybe we take one more Berserker now. Curses are almost out. Or we could just take another ferryman. I mean, at some point I want to get patrol, too. As I mentioned. I think I'm going to go for the ferryman. I'm going to stick to my guns on one Berserker in the deck. We're going to improve our draw until we can find it, or at least our sifting. Alright, they did give out a curse. I guess we didn't actually crush them on that, as I had thought we might there. We definitely want to galley the Berserker here, and I guess I'd rather do Vagrant. Alright. Again, do we want to... I still don't think I want Flag Bearers in my deck. Do we want to trigger the shuffle? I mean, it does make a fair amount of junk miss, but also several ferrymen. Probably not. It's like we need the galley targets. Well, we have a lot of junk in those 12 cards. 4 coppers, 2 estates, and 3 curses. That's 9 junk cards out of 12. Yeah, that's not looking too good. Is there any reason to be taking something else here? I mean, eventually maybe we want some more money, but... Okay. The time to take a patrol. I think it might be. We have a bunch of galleys. I think I gotta trigger this one just because I want to get the galley into play. Ooh, yes. I'd like to galley the Berserker, but it's not happening. Again, what point do we actually start? I don't know. Like, the bot has added 1 million silvers. We might want a little bit of silver at some point. But I don't know. Still want to try to get to deck control. I'm just going to take another Vagrant. Okay. Patrol, away. We have too many Royal Galleys in play, don't we? Oh, well, we're going to get one. Do we galley the Berserker? I think we do. Hey, look at that. We kind of drew deck. What's in our discard? 3 estates, curse, and something. It can't be. It's not copper. We should only have 4 curses, so I'm a little confused. Discards estate, discards curse. Discards estate. Cards estate. Oh, it's the 2 cards we... Okay, right. So we got hit by the... No, wait. No, I have no idea. What's going on? Oh, we gained a Vagrant. So it's 3 estates, a curse, and a Vagrant. Okay, right. Okay, so now... take another patrol... and then credit for something. Maybe another ferryman. I mean, that does push piles a fair bit, and it'll take us a little while to pay off the debt. But, well, I guess this isn't really the turn that we actually want another Royal Galley. It's more next turn. Definitely would like another patrol. We could credit for a gold, like, just to get it into the deck. Right, we have 8 coins in the deck now. The gold would get us to 11. But next turn, we'd have 6 debt. Guess that's actually fine. No, rip gold. Uh-oh. I guess we play the patrol. Okay, well that doesn't matter. Now we don't have the ability to galley the patrol without... Yeah, annoying. No! No. Well spotted by the bot that we weren't going to be able to stop them, or going to hit their expedition. Alright, we're restoring our deck control now, but... They got a province because of that. Obnoxious. Alright, this order doesn't really matter. Can we find another galley for this patrol? That is the question. We do have another one. Is it down there? I feel like it... Wait, did we... I'm confused. Maybe that galley is in those 13 cards, in which case... In which case we should like play this patrol first if we're going to trigger the shuffle at all, which maybe we shouldn't. It's not great. Maybe we just don't. I mean, we do have the one galleed ferryman. We just don't have very much money this turn, which is annoying. That is a big shuffle to trigger. It has 3 coppers, 2 estates, 4 curses. That's 9 junk cards. Plus the gold. 10 stop cards. The other 4 cards are like a galley, couple of ferrymen. Well, a couple of ferrymen does make me feel better. Ugh. Getting to the gold is pretty nice. We can buy province. Do we want a state? No. Do we want a flag bearer? Maybe at this point it's worth contesting because the bot's turns have like been less consistent recently, at least. The bot has 2 flag bearers? That's a weird choice. I think I'm gonna do it. Yeah, so we have 1 galley in play. So again, this isn't really the turn where we super need to get another galley. So I think I'm fine to get a province and just like move towards not being behind in points. Okay, they did get the flag back. Well, fine. Okay, this time we can galley the patrol. That's good. All right, and then we galley Ferryman. And then I guess ideally we don't play another galley or we get another galley. One of the two. Well, yeah, we probably just play it. That's not so much money. Guess we'll take the flag bearer. We don't even have enough money for a 5, which I would otherwise like to buy another ferryman. We could credit for one, but that at this point does not look great. We could just buy expedition. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, we did not, in fact, get attacked, so... Okay. Okay, we got the galley patrol thing. We've discarded 2 estates. So we don't actually have another... green guard down there. The vagrants will definitively not draw, which is fine. Just need him to get to the end of the shuffle. All right. 8, 9, 10, 11. We can't get to double province. So we might as well play Berserker. We've got the flag. I think we take Now we do take a silver. We gain a couple of silvers, we can potentially hit double province. And then the question is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Do we want to hit 13 or do we want to set aside? Probably we want to hit 13 for province and a 5. I mean, we could just go province duchy and be threatening like some kind of vagrant estate pile out thing. Definitely taking a province. I am concerned that taking a duchy is going to hurt our next turn. We have 3 galleys coming out of play. We're not going to have any plus actions next turn. We could also take a long ship to solve that. At the cost of it being, you know, a stop card next turn. I think I'm going to do it. Okay. Guess we top deck to Ferryman, so we can just double check that I did that correctly. Okay. Galley, the Ferryman. Well, crap. Guess we're not attacking, and I guess we're buying a duchy for insurance. We'd found the Berserker. We'd have the win. We did not find the Berserker. Whoa! Province! What are you doing, bot? Discard the Vagrant? Maybe. I guess probably not. We have Province in hand. So again, do we discard the Vagrant? I mean, what we'd really like... We found our Astrolabe. How much copper did we play last turn? 2? Or... Yeah, I think... Damn it. Could galley the Berserker, but I think I'm just gonna do the Vagrant. I don't think it's in our interest to lower the estates here. This will take a flag bearer. Actually, maybe was it in our interest? I don't know. Okay, I mean, surely we win this turn. I say surely, but actually, we have to find our Astrolabe and our Berserker. Well, those are them. Do we... 7, 8, 9, 10. So if we play Berserker Flagbearer, we can even get the province? Or no, I guess we can't because we need to do the Vagrants too. Whatever. We've got to play the Patrol in any case. Okay. So... yeah, disappointingly, we can't buy a province here. But... yeah, I mean, this is pretty typical bot behavior of like, okay, I'm just gonna take a bunch of estates, and it did make the game close. But obviously didn't... it wasn't really ever directly threatening to win. Obviously, you know, given a little bit more time, like what I mean by that isn't that like I couldn't have lost this game, but that the bot was never like really in a position to, you know, directly threaten to win like on a subsequent turn. Maybe there was like one turn where I needed to buy a province in order to prevent the bot from being in a position to threaten to win or something like that. I'm not sure. But maybe not even, because it would have been very difficult for the bot to gain 3 cards in one turn. And I mean, just the total lack of deck control, I think there is the big thing. Like the bot had all this money, but still ultimately wasn't really hitting like generating more money, you know. Its deck wasn't generating more money. It would have obviously been nice to get to a point where we had Galley to patrol every turn. I think, like, if the bot wasn't rushing down piles, I think we probably could have gotten there. How many turns was this? 26. Yeah, okay. I think we probably could have gotten there. Like, I would have taken another ferryman or two, try to have like more galleys per turn, maybe taken like another long ship or something. I'm not really exactly sure, but like I would have kept building a little bit more, but the piles did get low enough. And this is the thing about like having to play Berserker all the time, is like I had to lower the vagrants even though I had no like real interest in doing so. I mean, it was fine to have the targets for a galley, but honestly, like I would rather galley the like a ferryman, let alone, you know, like patrol or something. But you got to take something off these stupid berserkers. So, yeah, it's annoying that way. If it wasn't for that, well, I don't know, maybe the flag bearers would be running anyway, but it would have been like a slower process. And yeah, I mean, in any case, I mean, I do think I mean, winning the curse split is good. Of course, I was first player, so that helps a lot. I do think I was more focused on that because, like in the early game, the bot added more stuff to its deck faster, gaining additional berserkers and doing berserker for like flag bearer and silver and stuff like that. So, if anything, I think I could have easily won the curse split like 7-3, which would have made a substantial difference. But yeah, I mean, I think it made sense to focus on this, and I think it made sense to build more than the bot did. But it is still hard to get to a point where like that, like building like really pays off in a big way. And obviously, there at the end, I could have. I had plenty of money to buy a province, so like there's a sense in which it was paying off, and it just, well, this is how we end the game in a win right now. So I mean, I guess another way to look at it, even though like the score is close, is okay, but if we weren't about to empty piles and we take like province there and maybe we have 12 coins. Yeah, we had 12 coins. Well, okay, that's not quite. We didn't have 13, but if the bot isn't provincing and we province a couple more times, like we already had more provinces, right? Even though we didn't get to province in the last turn. So like the actual gap in the deck, in what the decks are capable of doing, is bigger than the score shows, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. But yeah, slow, junky board. In any case, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.